Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a 105 leFH18B2. It's a French Tier 5 Premium SPG. It's located on the north spawn of Kharkov, and it's under the command of D-Tronics. Well, as he drives through the camp, which any good player would do right at the start of the game. As is often mentioned by Jingles, if you fail to destroy the camp, you actually leave it as cover if somebody needs to fire HE rounds to reset the cap, and that camp will actually pre-detonate the shell and prevent you actually getting your reset. So always wise to destroy it right at the start, just in case the enemy decides to use it as cover. Well, on Kharkov there's a really good firing position over on this side of the map in the park. And a lot of Arty players use this position simply because it allows you to hit the heavies as they're duking it out between each other at the city centre. Now, before any light tanks or wheelies get the idea that, yeah, this is the place to come then to shoot the Arty and kill them, yeah, you've got pretty good sight lines on where the enemy is coming. So if they do decide that that's what they want to do, they're likely to get shotgunned, or if not shotgunned, shot at as they approach. So it's probably not a very wise thing to do, not from this position. But look at that, D-Tronics has got a host of targets to fire at, and he gets a hit on the middle one, which is a Type T-34. He pulls back just a little. We've got a heavy tank number 6 in the front. He takes the next round. And at the back of those, oh, and the Type T-34 went down. Just behind them was another heavy tank. I didn't actually see who that one was, but they're definitely there. Yeah, there they are. In fact, they've actually come around the corner. It was a KV-1. Okay, that shell landed between them and was far enough away that they managed to avoid the damage. Panzer Mark 4H on the corner. Can you get a shot? Yes. 106 off that one. This position is really good, because if they sit off at the far side you get to hit them, and if they come around the corner to try and shoot at close range they still get hit. And it's moments like this that armor piercing rounds or even the heat rounds can have the most effect, because remember the armor piercing rounds, if they penetrate, they do potential of 350, and they only need to get through 64mm of armor to do that. And a lot of heavy tanks have actually got that armor as their that sort of side armor, so you can do a lot of damage. Now, D-Tronics has actually got a platoon mate in this game. He's down there actually involved in the fighting at the moment. That's I think his actual name down there is SU-270, I think, or is it? My eyes aren't as good as they used to be, so I'd have to have a closer look. SB-270, that was it. Okay, he's down on the corner in the KV-1, but he's very badly damaged already. Heavy tank misses the shell there. He managed to pull forward fast enough to avoid the hit, but a lot of players, a lot of heavy tanks, when they actually occupy that corner, they realise after a while they keep getting hit by Arty on a regular interval, and so they will time their shot for the moment that you're actually unloaded. Of course, with a FIGV, the loading time is very quick, so that can actually be a bit difficult to try and get a shot in at that time, because you're normally loaded within 2 or 3 seconds of them moving forward. Nashorn, long range shot, yes. Nice into the side. It is a long range shot because you're firing virtually over the entire battlefield. Rounds out. And that one landed on the side of the trench. You always look at the flight time for the shell if you're shooting over long range, because it means you have to adjust how much you lead your target. This time at the moment it's 2.5 seconds from where he is to that target. So yes, it's a long time, and that means you have to adjust accordingly. Rounds out. This should hit. It splashed him for 59. It was very close. Right on the front wheels. I think it tracked him. This is going to hit. Oh, RNG says no, and it hits the side of the trench. No, that one's not going to hit at all. He adjusted thinking the ARL was going to pull back. He's sitting on that corner taking shots, so he can't pull back without not being able to shoot, and he has been killed by the Type 59. Well, D-Tronics team is up. They've got 3 tanks, more kills than the enemy, but the enemy's still potent force. They've still got 6 out there. 40 TP making his way up the trench. That was near to him. We lost sight of him temporarily. There's nobody near the trench at the moment. They're all up on the hill overlooking the cap area. And so we're not going to get sight of him again until, well, when he's much, at least 2 grid squares north. Yeah, somewhere up in that area, maybe slightly further north. When he starts approaching the cap, that's when they'll start spotting him. In the meantime, they found an enemy light tank, and oh, he's come out of the trenches and gone into that center area. Rounds out. Yep, 128. Now, although it's a good area for light tanks, because there's loads of bushes on the lips of the trench system, you can actually look down quite nicely into there, and, well, an SU-152 just derped him, and he's out the game. Well, surprisingly, that little light tank that they cornered down in the 0 line, he actually took out one of our guys, the T1 Heavy, before he died. It was the EBR Hotchkiss. But that now means there's only 4 enemies left. 2 RT, 2 tank destroyers. The tank destroyers are Super Hellcat and the Nashorn. Okay, he's moved a little closer. The Super Hellcat was last seen over the west side of the map. He might not be there anymore. He might have actually returned near to his cap area because obviously the shortage on numbers. He may have realised that now he's got to play defensively. And if anything, he's more than likely going to be on H3, which is that hill overlooking his own cap. The Nashorn was seen near his own cap, but he's not there now. At least he can't be seen at the moment. So again, I think he's probably retreated, and he may have gone to the hill, or he may have gone to the dip behind the cap and he's waiting in ambush. Oh, there he is. Yes, he is in the dip, waiting in ambush. There he is. And oh, it was the Hellcat, not the Nashorn. He wasn't on the hill. Okay, he's trying to line up a shot. He fires it back behind him. It lands near where the Hellcat was last seen. And there's the Nashorn. He didn't move. He stayed where he was. He's in a fairly good Arty safe position there, but the house has been demolished. And now he's out in the open. Rounds out. This is going to miss, unfortunately. Yep. He's decided to go for the Hellcat because it's slightly more mobile than the Nashorn. Yeah, the Nashorn goes down. The T-34 shielded is about to find some of the enemy Arty, I would think. The Arty are an M41 HMC and an SU-122. Trying to get that Super Hellcat as he backs away into the dip. He must be protecting the Arty just behind him. And this time round he was killed, a blind kill. So we're looking for the enemy Arty, more than likely in a bush, because they've not been found so far. So proximity detect, yes, there he is. And D-Tronics guessed correctly and nuked him with 1 round. And now it's just the SU-122A, rounds out and kill shot. And that is a counter battery. He actually killed both of them. In fact, it was just quite nice that his teammates actually left them for D-Tronics to finish off. So he could get the counter battery. I'm not sure they did actually do that. It's just they weren't as quick on the draw. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats. Well, second class tanker for D-Tronics in the 105 leFH18B2. He managed to get a counter battery for taking out both enemy Arty, a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 14, and he got a Confederate medal for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. And we can see that from this that the win 8 from the game was 4,731, which is very high actually, Super Unicum standard. And let's have a look at team score. Well, looking at team score, we can see that he did get the highest damage in the game, 2,801. Oh no, he didn't. Sorry, what am I saying? It's the T3485 who did the best in the game. He got the high caliber for 2,801, whereas D-Tronics managed to get 1,705 hit points of damage, and of course that Confederate and Counter Battery. The next highest scorer in the game was the Nashorn with 1,348 playing defensively. When it came to kills, it was the T3485 again with 4 kills, 3 kills to D-Tronics, 2 kills to the T1 Heavy, the Churchill 7, and the enemy Nashorn, the Hotchkiss, the M41, and the 40TP. When it came to base XP, it was the T3485 again, so he's got the top in all 3 columns. 1,166 to him, 950 to the Churchill 7, 781 to D-Tronics. He fired 27 rounds, got 13 direct hits, 2 penetrations, 14 splash. Damage of 1,705 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. He damaged 9 of the enemy, killed 3, and did 105 hit points of damage assistance. Of course, there's no stun on a Fifi. On a premium count, he earned 40,115 credits, and after ammunition respawn, and the ammo is very cheap, he actually took away 36,659 credits. He picked up 1 bond for getting the Confederate, and 1,171 XP, times 2 for the first victory, 489 for this being a premium vehicle, and took away 2,812 experience points altogether. So a very good battle there for D-Tronics. Shows you that little corner where you can fire on if you are new to the Kharkov map or you haven't played a lot there. There are other firing positions on the map, and some Arty players favour those other positions simply because they give you such a wide field of fire. That one in the corner, it is very narrow. You can be trapped in there if the enemy comes in from more than one direction at the same time, especially in a game where your team is losing. So it's not a great place to be, especially if you're in a slow moving Arty. But if you're doing well and the team's doing well, then it can be a great little place to shoot from, because there are lots of hiding places around that little park to avoid counter battery. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like and do subscribe to our channel, please. And thank you for watching.